What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another day in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster in chief. Today in the BrewLab, I'm coming at ya with a mono black build featuring Lolth the Spider Queen once again. I am gonna first of all apologize for the lack of the stream. I'm having to record this and then upload. Um, there is some issue with the fiber optic connection in this Airbnb that we're staying in, and I'm having to resort to my hotspot again. And because I'm using an Italian SIM card, but I'm in France and I'm in the middle of nowhere, the internet's just not good enough for me to stream at a decent enough bitrate, so I'm having to record, which is what I'm doing right now. So, yeah, my apologies for that. Before we dive into the deck, yeah, that is the reason why there is no stream today. I'm gonna have to just record this and then upload it. You will be getting this video a little later than usual, but that has nothing to do with the deck. That is neither here nor there. The deck is still freaking good. I've done one of the similar things that I did yesterday. I'm sort of exploring all the mono colors again. I'm really struggling to build 3-color decks. The mana bases are really bad in for 3-color decks in standard 2022 play queue, and so I'm having to. Well, I'm not having to, but I'm enjoying figuring out which of the mono-colored decks are good and what is the best way to play them. And that, when I was thinking, okay, let's play monocolors. We went mono white yesterday. Let's go mono black today. And featuring all the new planeswalkers. So yesterday we had the Master of the Flowers. Today I'm featuring Lolth the Spider Queen. This is the second time I have featured this card on the channel, and yeah, the first version was a Witherbloom or Golgari version with pests as well. And I think when you're playing monocolors, there's a lot of really good, there's pros and cons. The pros are that, you just get to run 20 swamps and 4 Faceless Havens without needing to think about pathways and the tap lands, dual colored the snow lands, or whatever it is that people are trying to do right now, or treasures to make up for the fact that there's such a bad mana base in standard 2022. So, mono black. Is it any good? Is it the best shell for Lolth to perform? So far, I've got to be honest, this has been doing really well. I made some last minute adjustments to the deck. Very small ones. The previous version was running 4 copies of Plumb the Forbidden, and I just went down to 2 and put up 2 copies of Deadly Dispute. Very similar cards in that you get to, as an additional cost to cast a spell, you need to sacrifice a creature. Plumb the Forbidden, you can sacrifice 1 or more, which is great when you're playing Lolth, because you want to. Well, this is what I thought to myself straight away when I first previewed this card in spoiler season. We need to build a little army, nothing too crazy, and then sacrifice all of them with Plumb the Forbidden, draw a fresh, new hand, and therefore, because whenever a creature you control dies, you put a loyalty counter on Lolth the Spider Queen, we'll get her up to 8, and we get the emblem off quickly. I have to be honest and admit the fact that that has not happened quite as many times and quite as well as I planned ever since I actually started playing with the card. But this is the closest I've come, because we're running Sedgemoor Witch and a lot of little, dorks that you can easily sacrifice. It's been close. I have been winning more sort of a war of attrition, where she keeps coming back from the graveyard. You keep making spiders. You keep attacking with the Sedgemoor Witch's Menace. You make a lot of little 1/1s, and you win by more of like an incremental thing, and then perhaps even Faceless Haven is what actually gets you across the finish line instead of doing what I was initially hoping this card would do, which is you get the emblem off, and then you start attacking with creatures, and you beat them by, where the emblem says that whenever an opponent is dealt damage by one or more creatures you control, if that player lost less than 8 life this turn, they lose life equal to the difference. So I was hoping, okay, look, even if then after we get the emblem off, we've got like a few little spiders and a few little pests, as long as even just one of those pests gets in for 1 damage, the emblem will deal the remaining 7 and make it 8 every turn, and we'll win that way. It hasn't quite ever happened, to be honest. It's more of a slow and, like I mentioned, a slow and steady war of attrition. Little bits of damage here and there that get you across the finish line. And because, of course, when you drop Lolth, you have to -3 her almost straight away to make some spider tokens to protect her, which brings her loyalty down to 1. If they even just have a bit of removal, a sweeper, some sort of thing like that, then they just need to get in with a 1/1 and your Lolth goes. Or it, because they know what you're planning on doing, it becomes one of those like instant targets for removal. Like as soon as you put her on the field, they're just throwing all their removal at her, and she's gone. So you need to have lots of ways to keep bringing Lolth back to the battlefield, keep making those spider tokens until eventually you beat them. And for that reason, we're running 4 copies of Blood on the Snow, which say that you can either destroy all creatures or all planeswalkers. I think this is going to be one of the best sweepers in the format after rotation, to be honest. And then you can return a creature or planeswalker card with mana value X or less from the graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of snow mana spent to cast this spell. Because this costs 5 mana, and we've only got snow mana, we will always be able to bring Lolth back from the graveyard to the battlefield with Blood on the Snow. But that is not the only way we have of doing that. In the sideboard, the lesson board, we are running Eyetwitch and Hunt for Specimens. We have 8 learn cards, which means we are very easily going to be accessing our lesson board, and we are running a couple of copies of Confront the Past, which can be used to either return target planeswalker card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, so you can cast this for 6 and bring Lolth back to the battlefield, or if you're facing down some nasty planeswalkers, namely Professor Onyx or Mordekainen lately, then you can use Confront the Past to remove twice X loyalty counters from target planeswalker opponent controls, which can then be cast for much less. Mordekainen comes into play with 4, I think. They're often +1, bringing up to 6. You can cast this for 4 and remove Mordekainen from the battlefield because it's twice X. So quite nice. A couple of those for sure. The rest of the cards in the lesson board, just a little bit of, finding lands, a little bit of life gain with environmental sciences. 2 copies of Necrotic Fumes, lots of removal in this deck. Of course, it's mono black control. We're trying to make sure that they get nothing on the field. And because we are spawning so many pests and have so many easily sacrificable creatures, a couple of copies of Necrotic Fumes was an obvious inclusion. Then, if we are not finding our key pieces, we can scry 2, draw a card with Introduction to Prophecy. Of course, more removal in the form of Introduction to Annihilation, which is probably the last one you ever want to be casting, because it does have the downside that your opponent gets to draw a card when you cast it, but sometimes it gets us out of a pinch. So I thought, instead of running Mascot Exhibition, let's run Introduction to Annihilation, and then, like I said, 2 copies of Confront the Past. So it's a very kind of tailored, specific lesson board to go with this exact deck, and so far it's been working really, really well for me. So what are we trying to do? Well, first of all, let's do the usual thing where I sort of separate the deck into its categories. We have removal. Okay, we have 4 copies Bloodchief's Thirst, 4 copies Poison the Cup, 4 copies Blood on the Snow. 4, 8, 12, plus the Necrotic Fumes, 13, 14 removals. Okay, that's gonna do the job. We're gonna make sure that they get nothing to play. Then we've got a little ramp package here in the form of, you know, Shambling Ghast, Deadly Dispute, Plumb the Forbidden. Easy peasy way to either create a little bit of treasure tokens through the Shambling Ghast and Deadly Dispute, or you know, draw a fresh hand with Deadly Dispute or Plumb the Forbidden and sacrificing Shambling Ghast and maybe an Eyetwitch or maybe a pest that you've created with Hunt for Specimens. At which point you should be easily casting Sedgemoor Witch on turn 3, which is another one of those absolute removal targets. People see the Sedgemoor Witch, they just throw all their removal at it. Luckily, in a similar way that Bone Crusher Giant from previous standard, you know, when you target it, the caster of the spell takes 3 damage. Bone Crusher Giant just had that as a static ability. Sedgemoor Witch has that in ward ability. So whenever they target it with anything, they need to pay 3 life before it actually goes through. So pretty nice. And so, you know, it'll be what's typical. Let me just kind of reset the view of the deck. What's typical with these decks where you're running like 4 ofs of everything is that it's very consistent. You're often drawing many times exactly the card that you need all the time, and it's rare when a deck works this well when there's just 4 ofs of everything like that, because sometimes, you know, you draw an opening hand with 3 Loliths and nothing much else, or, you know, and it makes for, it can be quite clunky. But in a deck like this where it's so streamlined and all the cards work perfectly with each other, it's not a problem at all, and I will prove that to you in the gameplay footage, I hope. But yeah, so that's what we're trying to do. Okay, play little dorkies in the beginning. Eyetwitch, Shambling Ghast, the pest from Hunt for Specimens. Then you play Sedgemoor Witch. You start to remove their stuff, which then triggers the Magecraft ability, creating even more pest creatures. Then you play Lolth. You -3. You create 2 black spider creature tokens. At that point, you should have like a nice little field going. Then you Plumb the Forbidden or Deadly Dispute, or, you know, just block attackers with your creatures so that you can get Lolth up to 8 loyalty, at which point you can -8 and then start attacking in with little creatures and hopefully you know, get the emblem to do what it's supposed to do, like I mentioned in the beginning of this deck tech. But like I said, that happens very little. That is like kind of the golden, like, amazing, yes, we did the thing that the deck's supposed to do thing, but it doesn't actually happen as often as I would like. Like I said, most of the time we're actually just attacking with these little 2/1s with menace. You're attacking with the 3/2 with menace, and the opponent gets just worn down of you removing everything that they cast, and your Lolth just keeps coming back with Blood on the Snow, keeps coming back with, you know, Confront the Past. Eventually they either scoop or you manage to get the emblem off, and then you can beat them that way. And of course then you have Faceless Haven in case you're playing some sort of a mirror match or a very sweeper heavy control matchup, something like that. Then you have the Faceless Haven to just keep doing the damage after you've already managed to probably get quite a bit in the early game through Sedgemoor Witch and the other guys. Simple, easy peasy. Mono black control with Spider Queen as the top end. Let's jump into a couple games and see how the deck performs on the ladder. Before I do so, as usual, if I could kindly ask you guys to, if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel. I have just recently broken the 90 subscriber mark. I'm really stoked. Thank you so much for those that already have subscribed. You are my favorite people. I'm hoping to get to 100 by the end of the month. I think we're well on the way. We're definitely going to reach that target. But yeah, if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing. really help me a lot. And of course, you know, leave me some comments down below, and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified every time I either upload a video or go live and stream. That's it. It's a match. Semi-cramp. Always attack. It's kind of aggro-y. Just keep attacking. Keep attacking. Keep attacking. Even if it's just 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage. It's what wins the game most of the time, like I said in the introduction. So just whatever you can do, even if it's just 1 point of damage, just keep going. Especially against these ramp decks. They want to be, you know, reaching turn 6, turn 7 and play a Coma or something like that. Double Cobra. Don't let them do that. Now he's going to have access to 3 mana. Let's see if he actually casts anything off of the back of that. Field Trip. Definitely Semi-Cramp. I'm pretty sure he would prefer to have another blue source though at some point. Let's see what happens. What is he learning? What lesson will he fetch? Oh, beg your pardon. More ramp. Here we go. That's crazy. I haven't actually seen that particular play line. Very nice. Now he gets to play the environmental sciences. Or cast it, but he will not be able to play the land that he fetches off it, so that's okay. Okay, now he's going to use that to foretell something. Interesting. I was considering, we can just do it this way. I was gonna use the -1 ability on Shambling Ghast, the Brave the Stench. Ow! On a 14 to get rid of one of the Lotus Cobras, but we were lucky enough to draw a Bloodchief's Thirst, so that was easy enough. We now have 6 mana available. We can already cast Lolth next turn. Lolth. Prime time for GG. Here comes Coma the Cosmos Serpent. What are your bets? What do you reckon? Oh, runes already. Not a sure. Now comes the Coma. Okay, we got lucky. I wonder if he's even playing it, but if he is, that's kind of our worst possible thing that could happen. Wow, so much ramp. I find a lot of these guys like tend to run like 1 or 2 copies of Coma in the whole deck, but it's the main payoff. I've got a deck similar to this that I'm planning to feature in the next coming days. I'm running 4 copies of Coma. Like, it's easy enough to get to 7 mana these days with all treasures and stuff. I would make sure that you get it every single time, because it's probably not in his hand, otherwise he would have cast it already. I think he definitely could have made though, with the lands and the treasures and the ramp from Lotus Cobra that he had available, so he just probably hasn't drawn it yet, and they often just keep digging, trying to, and then before that. Unfortunately, he's got a bit of life gain by the Prosperous Innkeeper.
You reek with terror. Aren't I generous?
There we go. So now if we wipe the field, which is what we're going to do, hopefully he doesn't cast that Coma now, Lolth will go up to, so she's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please no Coma, please no Coma. Another Lotus Cobra. Another. There's a lot of ramp in the deck, man. Learn. What are you learning? Should we sweep the board? I think it is definitely what we should be doing. We can bring back Sedgemoor. And we're going to gain 3 life, and we're going to be able to learn twice. It's not a bad little move there. Fortunately, he's then going to cast Mass Exhibition. Let's see what we top deck. Make a call after that. Because we've only got 1 Blood on the Snow. Then we're down to 5 mana. We will not be able to, if we get another one, cast it straight away. So, unless we draw more lands. So we're a little bit in a pickle right now. I might even actually learn and grab my introduction to introduction to prophecy. Nice. Draw another card.
My children will take care.
Oh, baby. Super sweep. Yep. Yep. Bye. Goodbye, everybody. Woohoo! Trigger Mania.
We will slay our enemies.
Okay, just finished talking about how we never really get the thing to go off, the emblem, but here we go. Might be the time. Hopefully the top deck karma. Oh, still not entirely sure what the opponent was trying to. That was an incredibly rampy ramp package. Every possible ramp card that could be ramp ever. Let's get some removal for like the flyer maybe. For that, that's okay. Three will bring us down to 7. Just do the thing. Can always just fetch her back with another, with a Confront the Past.
You've been caught in my web since we've met.
If he blocks with the 4/4, he needs to double block, right? That means the Sedgemoor Witch dies, which means the flyer can't get through the full amount to kill Lolth, because she now has 3 loyalty.
Will be
And that was a good play. Nice. Might activate the lair of the Hydra. If this thing had trample, it would be way better. People were raving about this part in the early thing, but eh. So we block the Hydra. And the flyer.
You win this round, but I'll be waiting for you. My children drench their... My power is for annihilation.
Oh baby,
I, the generous
an
one.
additional 7. That was nice. Okay, it's working. It's the first time this is kind of working for me. I haven't ever seen another one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you can cast another mascot exhibition. That's quite annoying.
Do what I demand.
Do it. Do it. That's really, really annoying for me. I need another blood on the snow right now.
I'll tell you a secret.
Bloody land. Spin the deck, get more of those lands out of there. Pass the turn, we can activate Faceless Haven to block one of something else. Really? Nice. What can we grab? Let's get the other Confront the Past.
We will slay our enemies.
I like that.
I will show you what happens when the my will cannot be denied.
Alright. Big old layer. 1, 2 block. The 4 falls. Okay. And then a 1, 2 block. These guys are definitely gonna take out the token. Take a bit of damage there from the emblem. As long as one creature gets through every time. We're doing this. Please no coma. Please no coma. Oh, Cyclops, Domina. You've got to be shitting me, mate. That's a bit annoying. That's
Are you
super.
enraptured by my beauty?
Ooh, so
Aren't you
close.
generous?
As long as he just top decks a land, we've won anyway. You've got to be shitting me, dude. We're one turn away, guys. What a fucking lucky little rat shit. That's game over. We're not going to be able to do anything about that. That's terrible. What a rock of poop. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
My
Okay.
hatred lives.
We've got this. We've got this. 2 removal spells off the top. Mwah! Beautiful. You can still activate the Hydra. And then we can activate a Faceless Haven. Yes! 2 Faceless Havens, maybe not. Just the 1. Yes! Whew! Very close. Very, very close. What an epic game 1. That was freaking phenomenal. I'm so stoked. Alright. We did it. The emblem did the job. Fuck yeah. So happy with that. Get to do the thing that the deck's supposed to do in the first game of the stream. Man. Happy days. Happy days. Alright. Let's keep this party going. I'm going to do a slightly shorter stream today. I have to admit I'm absolutely exhausted. I had a very long day cruising around Provence with the wifey. We went and saw this place where there was this famous Italian poet called Petrarca, Francesco Petrarca, like you know, Middle Ages, 1300s Italian poet living in this abbey in some French valley up the road here. This gorgeous river called the Sorgue, S-O-R-G-U-E, La Sorgue. I've never seen such a clear water in a river. It looks like seawater, like it's transparent all the way through. Ice cold, drinkable. Man, so gorgeous with these huge trees all along the banks. What a day. Such a lovely day, but very tired. Just pushing all morning and all afternoon. And I did have a couple of beers along the way. I'm just at the point where I need to probably do a little bit of a shorter video and hit the sack. Boom. Boom. Nice. Keep up the pressure. Pump it up. Keep up the... Unguzunguzu. 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 That's a cool nickname. Guzunguzu. Sounds African. Guzunguzu. Mardu dragons. Almost certainly. See what I mean? The mana base is just so wonky. Having to play these like tapped snowland. Yeah, that's probably a sweeper. Keep up the pressure, pump it up. Still got mana open for a poison the cup if they do play some kind of a creature. It's annoying. If it is Goldspan, they are not playing blue, so they won't be able to counter it once I target it. They might be able to sack it. Okay. Hello. Hello, Spider Queen. Welcome to the party, mate. Good to have ya. Hey. Little spiders.
Darkness will swallow the light.
Game 2's looking good so far. What's this? What are you touching? You can't destroy a planeswalker with a poison the cup, if that's what it is. And I don't think there's any other foretellable card that can target planeswalkers, so I think we're safe for now. Opponent's having a good think about it. What could he have foretold there in these colors that would make any sense? Alright.
It is insufferable. My will cannot be denied.
I'm okay with that. We can blood on the snow. Bring it back. Went for the -1, Brave the Stench. Don't want that token getting in the way of anything, really. A lot of mana. 6 mana available. Is he gonna sweep us with the Doomscar? I think this is probably Reanimation deck with Velomachus. Almost guaranteed. Let's keep another one of these.
Have such subservience.
Means we can still use Blood on the Snow later if he does play Velomachus. It's got the mana for it now. Yeah, it's almost certainly the Mardu Dragon's reanimation shenanigans. That means he won't have many copies of Doomscar, I don't think. If he foretells something else, it might be the Return on the River or whatever, the elf reanimator that's foretellable, but that you can also just reanimate anything else. Doesn't have to be an elf, but can be cast for 4 mana once foretold. Return on the Tide or something like that. I was playing it in the elf Vorpal Sword deck a few videos back, by the way. If you haven't checked that one out already, go have a look. It's pretty friggin' fun.
At least there is blood on your hands.
Boring. Boring. We just get in for another 4 and then sweep everybody. Alright. Get in for 2. Keep scanning a little bit of life with these lore hold commands, which is a little bit frustrating. I knew it! I knew it! I'm gonna kill ya! Off you go, bye bye! Please come again! That's just great.
My words are for ambitious minds.
Could have foretold this, but that will, you know, let him know exactly what it is that we're going for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can now again low hold command. But we've got lethal on board, so we can remove the token with Poison the Cup and swing in for lethal with Faceless Haven and the rest of the board. So Or he can Doomscar us. I think, yeah. Play. Well done. What's the better play?
And my power is for annihilation.
We are dead.
A gift in exchange for loyalty.
Block, which is good. That means he has nothing available to put tokens onto. And if he plays another Velomachus, it's going to go bye-bye. Poison the Cup, I think, is rapidly re-emerging as one of the best removal spells in the format, now that we don't have a Heartless Act and Eliminate. You know, it can be cast for 2, does get the Scry in there. When you have Footholded, I think a lot of people are re-evaluating it. It's really not as bad as, well, I mean, you know, as it was facing. Come on, another Doomscar, really? One, two, three, four, five. He's gonna Lawhold command us. No, he won't.
I will.
Thought he was definitely gonna go for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well that's gonna go to exile. No? No, he's still gonna cast it. Bring our Lolth down to 1. Quite annoying, and also drink this life.
I respect your bloodlust.
Eyetwitch.
But we will catch you.
Keep swinging. Oh, keep swinging in with the Haven. If he draws another development, so far. What you got there, buddy? Feels like it might be another land, though. Top deck of Blood on the Snow.
Oh yes.
And another Snow land. Might be some removal for the Faceless Haven, which would be quite horrible. No. Taking 5. Close. Guzung guzung guzu. Guzung guzung guzu. Scoops it up. Top deck the land. Scoops it up. No. It's gonna be the portable hole on my Eyetwitch, and then a Cave of the Frost Dragon onto my Pua. No, he needs to keep that as a blocker. Top deck. Keep removal. Yes.
Minions are loyal.
Okay. We win. This is it. He's gonna activate that at the worst possible time. He should have waited. Okay. Oh, baby! 2 wins back to back, baby. That's the way we like to roll on BrewLab. That's the way we like to roll. Been having a good couple days with these monocolored decks. The new Planeswalkers. Yesterday's video with the Master of the Flowers was freaking epic. Alright. Do I have the energy to continue? 44 minutes in. We might as well just go for the hour. Come on. Come on, Fox. You got this. Nicotine. A little bit of caffeine. I did have a little espresso before the video started. Hydrate with some good old HDL. Beg your pardon. That went down the wrong hatch. Loving that I get to play these sleeves as well. Epic sleeves. Let's go fetch a environmental scientist so that we can make sure to cast the Sedgemoor Witch next turn. It's like we're playing with the Bloom. I have a feeling we'll be running into a Sedgemoor Witch as well. There's a deck that I've seen that plays Valentine, Dean of the Bane, and what's his name? The other side, the Zet, Dean of something, Dean of the Root maybe, and then the new last card, the not the Druid, the Ranger class that puts token, you know, +1/+1 counters on things that attack. Instead of going for that route, I like it. I might give that a whirl. Crazy like levels of counters and things. That's a nice 4-5 1. A lot of sack fodder. You can just top deck a Plumb the Forbidden after we play Lolth. That's a good way to win the game. Orion Face. Mr. Orion Face. Orion. With the old, what was this planeswalker called? Vraska? Death Touch planeswalker from, it was War of the Spark. Oh, such a cool planeswalker. Made those like 1/1 assassins that whenever they died, you could put a, I can't remember if it was to put, can you guys remember the one I'm talking about? It's like the Golgari planeswalker from like before last rotation. With the 1/1 Death Touchers. That was a cool planeswalker. Fits so well in my Death Touch deck when standard 20, core set 2020 dropped, and we had the first time the Blightfang came out. Oh, so much fun. Opponent's having a good think about this one. He's gonna take 8 damage next turn. Oh, the salty rope. Oh, the salty rope. Why are you so salty? Mr. Salty Roper. What? Baby, that feels good. 3 wins back to back on stream. The hat trick. The hat trick. Don't think I've had that happen in quite a while. Yeah, that feels good. That feels so damn good. Ooh, baby. The only reason why I'm still buying packs, okay, let me just test and see on OBS whether you guys can see my MTGA assistant in the background. Doesn't seem like you can. Damn it. Okay, well, let me just, you'll just have to believe me when I tell you that. You can click, oh, wait, by the way, if you haven't, I used to plug this more often. I need to plug this again. Those of you who are new to the game, who stumble across my channel, which is definitely geared at more sort of experienced players. But anyway, I really hope that there are some beginners that do stumble upon me, and if you have, welcome. I'm sorry my deck techs are not as in-depth as they might be for a beginner, but there is a little thing that I need to tell you right now before you continue playing Magic. Get yourself a, what do they call these things? Deck tracker. There's 2 really good ones, untapped.gg and MTGA Assistant. I use MTGA Assistant because it's completely free, and I think I like. Ooh, that's my washing machine ending. My dishwasher. Sorry for that beep. because it's free and it is paired up with either hub, which I use a lot. So yeah, if I had to recommend one of the two, go for MTGA Assistant. Just Google that. It's a deck tracker. It's a little app that you can run alongside your game. It gives you so many stats. Your opponents that you're playing, how good your deck has been performing. How. Shut up. Uh, right now, I'm using it to check my card collection. It like looks at your card collection and it'll tell you what you've got available. So I've got currently 98.37% of Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I've got 100% of all the commons, uncommons, and rares, and I'm sitting on 80% of all the mythics. And there's some that I just couldn't care less about not having the full set of. Okay, I need to switch off this thing one moment. So sorry about that. So Airbnb has a dishwasher, which is great, don't get me wrong, but it makes a really loud beep when it finishes running its course. The card that I'm waiting well, the reason why I'm still buying packs, because otherwise the rest I couldn't care less about. I have enough of them, enough of all the mythics that I don't, I can just play my dailies out and occasionally open the odd booster, and maybe I'll get to the full 100%, but they're cards that you don't really want to be playing a full playset of in your main deck, so I'm not too bothered. But the last one that I'm really trying to get a full playset of is Minsk. For some reason, I haven't been able to get one in any of the packs that I cracked. I've had to craft both of these, and I want to get another couple of mythic wildcards so that I can have a full playset of Minsk, because I have a really good deck idea to go around this guy. And yeah, keep your eyes on the channel for that. But yeah, for now we're still sitting on 2, so we're almost at 600 gems. That means I can buy, I think it's 6 packs. Just double check that quick. We jump to a lot. Yeah, sorry, 600 gems, 3 packs. It's very little chance that I'll actually get Minsk in one of those, but maybe we can get a wild card. I think I'm at the point where I am, yeah, so I need to open 6 packs to get one more mythic. The economy in this game is pretty lame. That's the one thing I really complain about when it comes to, multiple protection or whatever it is that they call it. They could definitely give you a little bit more gems when now I could right now buy, and I did this just the other day, 20 boosters worth of gems, buy 20 boosters, crack them all, and it's just only gems. You get 20 gems for each rare. It's like the value just doesn't match up. I think they really need to fix that. Either make the gems more, or make it so that, all that you open is the ones that you're missing once you've gotten most of it. I think they need to fix that. It wouldn't hurt them at all, in my opinion. They would still be making just as much money. I saw an article today that was released regarding 2 land hands twice in a row, regarding Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast's profits last quarter, and MTGA mobile for Android and iOS has made them so much money. They just keep cranking out the money. I honestly think they could just throw us a bone and make it a little bit easier to get wildcards, and that duplicate protection could be a lot better. But that's my twist. Alright, probably last game of the day. Sitting on 54 minutes of recording. Yeah, probably last game of the day. Let's go for a four straight wins. I would make a little lone fox a very happy little lone fox, and he's gonna go to bed and have little happy lone fox dreams about shredding people with mono black. Oh baby, Samurai Dragoon, the Dragoon 80. deck I was playing yesterday. Yep. Can -1 this guy. His mind is tranquil meadow, his fist is a raging storm. Elf monk. Come on. Aquamancer CD, I got potion in the bats, don't see it that way. Okay, no, not the same deck I was playing. Something that's playing evil Lorehold colors instead. Which is pretty cool. If we get rid of this guy or save the removals for something else, I think we save the removal. Ooh, nice. I'll go with that. I'm gonna go for Lolth with the Prophecy Reduction class. Also love the flavor text on this one. Final grades are posted on the first day of class. No problem. Do something like that. It's a weird thing to do. Nice. Probably just start swinging in with the Havens. I'm certain there is a gold spam coming our way very soon. Mila! Hello! Good of you to join the party. You're gonna get rid of Mila. Gold span. Not. Yes! Oh, top deck speedy! God, that feels good.
We will slay our enemies.
Now we can block gold spam. Duka! Hey, this is cool. Somebody doing something that's different and unique. Get rid of that, well, that's what I just did. Learning. What are you learning? Right.
Aren't I the generous one? I always reward the loyal.
isn't over yet, coward.
Okay, looks like we got this one in the bag, lads. Lads and ladies.
Bold to bargain with me.
Mono black, man. Oh, 4 freaking straight wins in a row, baby. Yes! Alright, that is just epic. I'm so happy with that. I think we're gonna call it a night. I'm gonna quickly just do create the post for this video, make a nice thumbnail and upload it, and hit the sack right after. It's 2 a.m. in Italy. I'm really tired, but yeah, thank you all so much for watching. It really means a lot to me that your eyeballs are on this channel. So again, thank you. And of course, like always, I'll be coming at you tomorrow with some fresh brews, fresh off the press. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.